2016, we announced an approval for the Trans Mountain Expansion Project. The Trans Mountain Pipeline has been in operation for more than 65 years. We approved the twinning of that pipeline, so running a single additional pipe alongside the one that's already there. This project has the potential to create thousands of solid middle-class jobs for Canadians. People in BC, Alberta, and right across the country would have more opportunities to earn a good living. We also believe that TMX could solve a core economic challenge we currently face. It's really simple. Right now, we basically have only one customer for our energy resources, the United States. And as we've seen over the past few years, anything can happen with our neighbors to the south. Now, don't get me wrong, Americans are strong friends, partners, and allies. But Canadians are our own people, and we make our own choices. But we can only make choices when we have choices. And right now, when it comes to our conventional energy, we do not. We have only one customer. 99% of our conventional energy is sold to the United States, often at large discounts. Every business person knows that when you only have a single customer, you're in a weaker position. You're vulnerable to that customer's desires and to changes in their market and policy orientation. We don't think that's an acceptable situation for Canada. Les Canadiens comprennent. Aujourd'hui, plus que the Federal Court of Appeal told us last August. For this pipeline to be considered, they said, we needed to do better. And you know what? They were right. So here's what we did. We directed the National Energy Board to examine the impacts TMX could have on the marine environment and provide recommendations. We doubled the size of our consultation teams and reinitiated Phase 3 consultations with Indigenous communities. This work was overseen by former Supreme Court Justice Frank Iacobucci. Minister Sohi personally met with over 65 Indigenous groups across 46 meetings. And on that, I'd like to thank the Minister and all Indigenous communities for their participation in and commitment to this process. At the end of the day, we listened, and we are acting on what we heard. Indigenous communities said more needed to be done to protect and restore salmon habitat in the Fraser River. They told us they wanted a seat at the table and better information in managing activities affecting the Salish Sea and the project route. They asked that we build on our efforts to protect the southern resident killer whale and its habitat. They said they needed to be better equipped to deal with any kind of marine incident, and that included co-developing a role for Indigenous communities in marine response. Today, I am announcing that our government has newly approved the Trans Mountain Expansion Project going forward. The company plans to have shovels in the ground this construction season. We've also been listening carefully to Canadians and hearing about their desire for a cleaner future. That's why we've decided that every dollar the federal government earns from this project will be invested in Canada's clean energy transition. Additional corporate tax revenue alone could be around $500 million per year once the project is up and running. We will invest this money, as well as any profits from the sale of the pipeline, in the clean energy projects that will power our homes, businesses, and communities for generations to come.